Futures show a split, up 70 for the Dow, down 59.60 for the Nasdaq at the opening bell, which is about 3 minutes away. Keith Fitz is with us. Hey, Keith, we've had 377 days without a 2% sell-off in the S&P 500. Does that mean, odds are, a sell-off is coming?
That means a sell-off is possible, not necessarily probable. Contrary to what the bears think, that's actually a pretty good thing, Stuart.
You don't think there's a big sell-off coming, do you?
Well, I tell you what, here's the thing. Sell-offs are short-term in nature. If you want to play to win as an investor, you got to think beyond that. You got to think for a longer-term framework. So that's what we're doing. If this is going to be a sell-off week, end of the month, end of the second quarter, probably pretty good odds we'll get one.
You don't advise on a trade in and out rapidly. You're more of a buy and hold kind of guy, aren't you?
It depends on what we see when it comes to opportunities. If it's something like NVIDIA, for example, we're going to go all in quickly. If it's something that we think is going to play out like a defense stock or a pharmaceutical, then we're going to take a longer term because that's the longer term cycle we're interested in.
You like Lockheed Martin, that's a defense stock, obviously, because it pays a solid dividend. That's why you like it, right?
It does, decades of dividends, and on top of that, something called the beta, Stuart. It's about 3/4 of what the S&P 500 is. So on a week like this, if you're worried about a sell-off, you get great dividend, you get about a 7% growth, you get a lower PE, and you get stability because it's not going to get rocked around if there is some selling.
Same with RTX, formerly known as Raytheon, a defense stock.
Same kind of thinking here. You know, defense stock, the world, unfortunately, is not a calm place right now. That means a stock like Raytheon is a great place to hide out and potentially grow and get a dividend and get stability if you're worried about a sell-off on a week like this.
What's the dividend payout on Raytheon, RTX?
Let me take a look here. Raytheon's about 2.35% right now or so.
That doesn't.
It's not much. It doesn't sound like much, but again, if it's a longer cycle and you're talking about 4, 5, 6, 7% growth per year over a couple years, that's going to pay off handsomely.
We shall see. Keith, we're out of time. Sorry about that, but we're going to move on to the opening bell on Wall Street, which is about to be rung. They are playing the bell when the guys. I think maybe that young lady will step forward and press the bell. Will she do it? Will she? I think, yes. Can she do it? Can she do it? Yes, do it. We've opened the market on a Monday morning, and we see the Dow on the upside. Solid gain there. There must be a couple of Dow stocks which are doing particularly well. I'll try and find a point. Look at IBM doing. Is that IBM in the top corner there?
That is.
It is. IBM doing well. JP Morgan, United Health, Amgen, etc., etc. They're doing well. There's about 5 or 6 losers, and that's your lot. And the Dow's up 110 points. S&P 500 also opening with a fractional loss. I'd call that dead flat to slightly lower. And the Nasdaq Composite, that too has opened with a fractional loss. We're down about 1/3 of 1%. I suspect that big tech may be taking it a little badly this morning. While Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon are down, but Meta is back up to $500 a share with a $6 gain. Alphabet at 180. Apple, we've got to focus on them today because they now stand accused